gentlemen, good evening. It is very good to see you. Question is this: when it comes to national security, is Team India on the right side or wrong? Should they be asking the government of India to initiate talks with Naxals? Should they be seen shielding rioters from retribution? And when they do so, are they acting in national interest or on their own interest? I ask you these questions based on two things that have happened today and how India's ruling dispensation and the opposition have reacted to it. But before I begin, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make one thing very clear. Differences of opinion is the strength of any democracy. And if everyone starts agreeing with each other, then we might as well live in a cult and bid goodbye to debates. So in that spirit of tolerance, let me first show you what happened in riot-hit Bareilly today. 4 days after rioting rocked the city, leaving 22 policemen injured, Yogi Adityanath sent in the bulldozers. On his target, illegal properties linked to the kin of the chief instigator of these riots, Maulana Tauqir Raza. When the bulldozers came, they came with cameras and a standoff.
सर्टिफिकेट आप ही देंगे सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा मिलिए ना तेरा खबर तो आज जो रहे दो चार हम आपको अवेलेबल करा रहे हैं सर्टिफिकेट को भी दो मिल जाएगा सर्टिफिकेट को हाँ ले लीजिए सर आप सर्टिफिकेट आप ही ले लीजिए
देखिए तमाम जो अधिकारी हैं वो यहाँ पर बीडीए के और नगर निगम के पहुंचे हुए हैं और जो यहाँ के जो मालिक हैं इस घर के मोहसिन वो भी यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और यहाँ पर हल्की तीखी जो नोक-झोंक है वो भी देखने को मिली है सर्टिफाइड कॉपी को लेकर.
Now the bulldozers will be on the job for the next few days in Bareilly as 8 properties linked to the jailed clerics associates have already been identified. Also identified are 3,000 rioters who face arrest. One of them is a male called Tajim, someone who allegedly had fired on the cops on Friday. He was today arrested in a very familiar fashion after a half encounter. You will just see those pictures there on your screens as well. Now, Yogi Adityanath says this is the only language that Ghous understand. The opposition, though, is calling this the cycle of oppression against Muslims.
आपके कस्बे में, आपके मोहल्ले में, आपके अगल बगल के क्षेत्र में भय और दहशत का माहौल पैदा कर रहा है. पहले उसको रोको, उसको समझाओ. अगर नहीं मानता है तो प्रशासन को बताओ. प्रशासन अपने आप ही उसको ठोकने का कार्य कर देगा. आपको उसमें चिंता करने की बात नहीं है.
निश्चित तौर पे जो मौलाना जो ऐसे लोग जो लगातार बीजेपी की बात कर रहे थे, बीजेपी का समर्थन कर रहे थे, चाहे वक्फ बोर्ड के मुद्दे पे हो, चाहे 3 तलाक के मुद्दे पे हो, आज उनके घर पे, उनके करीबियों के घर पे योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने बुलडोजर चला ही दिया. मैं तो एक बात जानता हूं कि उन मौलानाओं को, उन मुसलमानों को इस बात का जरूर ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि बीजेपी आपकी कभी सगी नहीं रहेगी.
Well, the UP CM has taken the oath of the Constitution and has become the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, but he is not following the Constitution. When he uses such kind of words, ठोक डालूंगा पुलिस से, now he says that सबकी डेंटिंग पेंटिंग करनी पड़ेगी and डंडे की भाषा इस्तेमाल करने. Well, these are unparliamentary words not to be used by a Chief Minister of State. And I thought he was a Chief Minister, but he's talking like a mechanic. It's the work of the mechanic to do denting, painting of cars and things. And where is the rule of law? You have to follow the rule of law. If somebody see violence, we condemn. But using such kind of words, that's just creating hatred among the people.
जब जब अपराधियों के घर पे बुलडोजर चलता है, तो समाजवादी पार्टी के नेताओं के पेट में दर्द स्वाभाविक तौर पर उठ जाता है. लेकिन इस दर्द की कोई दवा नहीं है. ये दर्द तो और बढ़ेगा क्योंकि अपराधी आलीशान अट्टालिकाओं पर क्रूर अट्टहास करे, ये स्वीकार नहीं हो सकता है. जो अपराध करेगा वो निष्प्रभुत किया जाएगा, मिट्टी में मिला दिया जाएगा.
Just circling back to Tajim, the person who in a half encounter was encountered today, the UP police says this man on your screens was one of the people who was carrying arms when the riots broke out on Friday, and he's one of the people who fired on policemen and injured them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there can be a debate over I Love Muhammad posters. There is absolutely nothing illegal or unconstitutional in carrying a poster. But there definitely is a problem if you attack cops and damage public property. Of course, one can argue that using bulldozers as tools of retributive justice is equally problematic. The Supreme Court of India, after all, has said as much. But today, the difference of opinion between the government of India and the opposition of India is not just on how to treat rioters, but also on how to treat Maoists. 48 hours after the Home Minister of India ruled out any ceasefire with Maoists, the CPI's General Secretary, D. Raja, has advocated talks with them. He wants to know why the Indian government cannot accept the Maoist request for a ceasefire.
I demand that the government should accept the proposal made by the Maoist Naxals. What is this Naxal Mukt Bharat? Already they spoke about Congress Mukt Bharat. What happened to Congress Mukt Bharat? Now Naxal Mukt Bharat. Tomorrow they will say Communist Mukt Bharat. And everybody, what is this? They are talking and they think about India. This constitution is clear. India, that is a secular democratic republic. And that is why charge of war they are talking about. How danger the country is facing.
ये बहुत बड़ा नीतिगत परिवर्तन हुआ और वो परिवर्तन के कारण ही ये परिणाम मिला। स्कैटर्ड अप्रोच की जगह यूनिफाइड और रूथलेस स्ट्रेटेजी को अपनाने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Manmohan Singh had famously described Naxalism as India's greatest internal security challenge. Since the 2000s, it has claimed over 12,000 lives. In fact, in one of the most ghastly attacks, Maoists wiped out the entire leadership of the Congress party in Chhattisgarh in 2013. Since then, state police, along with paramilitary forces, have joined hands and launched precision strikes in Maoist strongholds targeting their top leaders. The government says there has been a 48% drop in Maoist-related violence from 2013 to 2023 and a 65% decline in related deaths. In fact, as we speak, Operation Black Forest is underway to ensure that India becomes Naxal-free by March 31st, 2026. Now, ladies and gentlemen, given this background, should Team India be asking for a pause in operations? Or does their logic hold when they say, if there can be a ceasefire with Pakistan, then why not with Naxals who are your own citizens? And so here is my question. From rioters to Naxals, is Team India taking the right stand? Are they talking in national interest or simply playing appeasement politics? My guest this evening, Anila Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Namaskar, Anila ji. We also have Ashok Kumar, who is a former Uttarakhand DGP, has experience not just with rioters, but also with Maoists. Thank you very much for joining us, Ashok Kumar ji. Tehseen Poonawalla is a political analyst joining us on the broadcast. Hi, Tehseen. And Kapish Srivastav is a Samajwadi Party spokesperson joining us on the broadcast as well. I think I should start with the BJP because the question is for the BJP. The point is, if Mr. D. Raja, who is a very senior leader in India's political system, says, if the Naxals want a ceasefire, what is the problem? Then Anila Singh, I'm going to ask you, what is the problem? Why should he be branded as someone who is not talking in India's interest? After all, the logic is, and this is not just his logic, this is the Congress's logic as well, if you can have a ceasefire with Pakistan, you can certainly have a ceasefire with Maoists, who are your own citizens.
My ram to all, and I wish all your viewers, my co-panelists, a happy Durga Ashtami as well. I am not surprised at all. The statement which was being given by Mr. D. Raja, he is the co-partner in India Alliance, headed by Congress party, because it is the major party in India Alliance, saying, like you talk about Congress Mukt Bharat, now you're talking about Naxalites Mukt Bharat. So he wants that Naxalism should keep on happening in our country. Innocent people, security personnel, they should keep on getting sacrificed by these people, Naxalites, and we should not take any action. This is what was happening under the tenure of Congress party and other political parties. But since Bharatiya Janata Party or the NDA government has come in center, the message is very clear that we are not going to tolerate any sort of action from the Naxalites or the criminals or the terrorists, and we take action against them. But there are political parties, you see yourself, you have heard yourself, who wants to support these people, who are terrorists, who are criminals, who are Naxalites. So we want that either they should surrender. If they are not surrendering, if they are attacking people, they are killing people, they are extorting people, then the action will be taken again. So the strategic move by the Bharatiya Janata Party government has proven in the reduction, as you have mentioned. You have given the statistics.
You have not responded to their logic. ठीक है, मैंने सुन लिया आपकी बात. Before I go to Tehseen, you have to respond to their logic. They are saying India and Pakistan went to war. There was Operation Sindoor. Then Pakistan came to them. The DGMO called our DGMO and said, look, it's time for a ceasefire. And we agreed to a ceasefire.
I think opposition did not
are asking for a ceasefire. I mean, there's a question on even whether they are asking for a ceasefire or not, because that press note wasn't verified, and post that there was no follow-up, Anilaji. You can argue on that point. But the point is, if D. Raja is saying if Naxals are asking for a ceasefire, what is the problem in giving them a 1-month amnesty and talking to them? पाकिस्तानियों से बात कर सकते हैं तो इनसे बात नहीं कर सकते क्या?
Shreya ji, with all due respect, I think opposition leaders, they have not heard the statement given by the Prime Minister of our country. He had said in very clear words that Operation Sindoor has not stopped. It's going, and it will keep on going. If they think there is any sort of ceasefire, as America, USA declared, I think they are absolutely wrong. And this shows that they are standing with the America, not with Bharat. Because the Prime Minister of Bharat has said that there is no ceasefire.
There is a ceasefire in the sense, Anilaji, yes, Operation Sindoor is ongoing, but there is a ceasefire right now. India and Pakistan, that war is, the operations against each other have been paused. So that is called a ceasefire. I'm not saying it was mediated by...
No, Shreya ji, how can you say tomorrow there may be...
It was mediated by the
Americans. Find our forces attacking again a terrorist camp.
What is a ceasefire, Anilaji? A ceasefire is when the DGMO of Pakistan calls the Indian DGMO and says, please stop, we don't want to carry this anymore. And then India responds and says, okay, we will stop. That is a ceasefire only, but I'll let Tehseen Poonawalla come in here. Tehseen Poonawalla, okay, Mr. Anilaji, I've heard you, I'll come back to you.
Tehseen, you want to deny that thing. Tomorrow you may see that again our forces have attacked one terrorist camp. Then what?
I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Pakistan or the USA says, or the opposition.
Tehseen, would you want to come in? I'm just going to take this discussion back on track, Anilaji. Tehseen, would you want to come in here? Anilaji is saying, and the Home Minister of this country has made it very clear, that we are open to Maoists coming to us and laying down their arms. Let them come. Let them surrender, and there is amnesty for them. We are happy to talk. But there will be no ceasefire from our side. That is the correct stand to take, and it seems they are doing something right since 2013, given that the number of casualties in Maoist encounters has gone down, given the fact that the number of Maoist-related incidents have come down in this country, almost by 68%.
Shreya, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. Happy Navratri to all the fellow panelists, to all the viewers of Times Now. And I remember your grandmother today. We won't go into why, but you know why we remember your grandmother. It's quite viral. But let's get to the issue at hand. The issue at hand is twofold. One, that India has, even under the present union government, had a policy of talking. It may be, and I don't think that we should have a compromise with Naxals. I in fact think left-wing extremism is a bigger threat to India, as the late Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh ji said. I absolutely believe if they pick up the guns or bullets, they are acting outside the Constitution of India, in which case there can be no negotiation and act of war rules apply, in which case we must absolutely slaughter them. No if, no but. But, however, under the present union government, just last month, Karnataka was declared Naxal-free, where a number of Naxals in Karnataka, led by the state government, civil society, and the union government, credit to them, negotiated and surrendered unconditionally. The Naga courts, Shreya, something you've covered, the Honorable Prime Minister did sign it, he's not released it in 2017, is what? Left-wing extremism. Nagaland's success story is a product of various governments, including Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Prime Minister Modi, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, started by Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. So many, the cookies that today you're negotiating with, as of today, the Tripura Liberation Front. Hear this, Shreya. As of now, the Tripura Liberation Front, even today, wants a state outside the Union of India. They were in alliance with the BJP government in the last government in Tripura, and they continue to negotiate. The Alpha B, which Himanta Biswa Sharma ji. So listen, there is one thing that if you put your arms down, there is some sort of a negotiation. If you pick up the bullets, you will get even bigger bullets from us. As the Prime Minister said in another context, goli ke badle gola milega. So there is no ambiguity. Did this happen only during Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah ji's time? No. Of course, it's come down Naxal extremism, but the entire red corridor, for example, the Andhra, Telangana belt, right up to Maharashtra, started during the UPA time. In Maharashtra, I know for a fact, there's a place called Gadchiroli. 502 Naxals surrendered in 2013 until 2015. That is from one union government to another union government, one state government to another. The policy kept on. Maharashtra is almost Naxal free today. So let's not say that, these are great statements to make for the media, but no government, including this, will only use bullets. You must talk. They are our citizens, but if they pick up the bullet, it's an act of war, and then you must finish them off.
Okay, but here's the point, Ashok Kumar ji. Will a ceasefire work? Because people who disagree with the concept of a ceasefire with Naxalites will say, what the Naxals will simply do is this. They will use this time to regroup, rearm, and attack Indian forces. So it's a bad idea to trust them.
I totally agree with you. There is no need of ceasefire as already a surrender policy exists. This is important. They can surrender. If they don't want to, if they want to leave the path of violence, they can surrender. There is already a surrender policy. It has been issued by MHA. It has been issued by every state government, including Chhattisgarh, including Maharashtra. So, Naxals are those people who believe in the power of barrel of gun. They don't believe in democracy. Therefore, at present, when they are feeling the heat, the pressure of Operation Black Forest, so they want that the government pressure should reduce. But strategy says that government pressure, the forces pressure, security forces pressure should not reduce. This is the time. Either you surrender or you will be eliminated. Why? What kind of talks? Already surrender policy is there.
And also the fact that you cannot ask for a ceasefire with conditions. You can't say release our political prisoners. You can't say pause operations against us for 1 month. You can't say come to meet us. You cannot set conditions if you want a ceasefire in any case. And also, Tehseen, my problem is, where has the ceasefire request come from? It came from, all we have is one press release. Yes, it was verified. Yes, it was discussed in the highest quarters of this country. But the fact also is, there was a faction of Naxalites who said, we have nothing to do with this. So this is just one faction of Naxals asking for a ceasefire, not all Naxalites. I think that is something that the government of India will be aware of as well. And we need to be aware of as well.
So that's true. And Ashok Kumar ji, thank you for your services. Just two things. So even when we are dealing with the Nagaland problem, for example, there were various groups under the same umbrella, various factions. Some of them wanted to come under the Indian Union. Some of them wanted to be under the Indian Union, but certain autonomy. Some of them wanted to just surrender. So there will always be various factions, and the government picks and chooses who to deal with, how and where. In the case of Karnataka, sir is right. I'll just take 30 seconds more. Sir is absolutely right. There is a standard MHA surrender issue. However, in Karnataka's case, led by the civil society, there were certain other criteria that were met. So see, even in this case, under Amit Shah ji, they did meet it and call Karnataka Naxal free. So you sometimes accommodate your people as long as, sir is right, no guns are picked up. Okay. Period. The minute a gun is picked up, you are over. You can be sent back to whichever god you worship.
Okay. Kapishji, there are many, you represent the Samajwadi Party on the show, and I just want to circle back to where I started this debate. The fact that bulldozers have been called in Bareilly, and the Samajwadi Party has a problem with it. My point is Team India fighting the right battles? Here is the left that is asking for a ceasefire with the Maoists. Everyone may have their different opinions, but the fact is that D. Raja of the left, a Congress ally, is asking for a ceasefire with Naxalites. Then you have, parties like yours, Samajwadi Party, the Congress Party in Uttar Pradesh, who is saying why this retributive injustice to people who are behind the Bareilly riots. अब भाई Bareilly, अगर आप Friday prayers के लिए जाएंगे, अपने साथ तसला लेके जाएंगे, if you fire at policemen, you will have to face the wrath of the state, na? Do I agree with bulldozer action? I don't. But I'm just asking you whether parties like the Samajwadi Party and therefore Team India, are they even picking up the right battles? Because you will be seen to be cozying up with Naxals, you will be seen to be shielding rioters.
देखिए वो फैसला करते हैं, उन्हें कोई कुछ नहीं कहता और हमारे लेते हैं तो हो जाते हैं बदनाम। सबसे बड़ी चीज इस बात की है कि बरेली के अंदर जो बुलडोजर पॉलिसी ये चला रहे हैं, आप बताइए, हमारे लॉ में स्पष्ट रूप से कहा गया, अगर वो इंक्रोचमेंट भी है, अतिक्रमण है, यदि अगर उन्होंने किसी सरकारी उस पर कब्जा किया हुआ है, आप उससे मुक्त कराना चाहते हैं, या किसी नक्शे के बिना बना हुआ जिसको आपने अप्रूव नहीं किया है, उसके लिए भी कम से कम एट द आटम पाटम का सिद्धांत तो लागू करेंगे। प्राकृतिक न्याय के सिद्धांत को भी आप किनारे लगा देंगे, जो हमारी जस्टिस कहती है, जिसके ऊपर हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेस करता है कि भैया दूसरे पक्ष की भी सुनो, कम से कम उनको 15 दिन की नोटिस दो। आपने तो कोई नोटिस नहीं दी और इससे पहले नहीं दी। हमें सिर्फ ये बता दे सरकार कि अगर वाकई आप ये समझते हो कि बुलडोजर पर कानून आना चाहिए तो बुलडोजर पे कानून ले आओ, पहले स्वीकार करा लो, उसके बाद बुलडोजर चलाओ जहां मन करे वहां। लेकिन इस तरीके से, जिस तरीके से आप बुलडोजर की पॉलिसी कर रहे हैं, आप ये दिखा रहे हैं कि आपने एनार्की क्रिएट कर दी है उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर। और जिस तरीके से मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की जबान चल रही है कि डेंटिंग पेंटिंग कर देंगे, तुम्हारी पुश्तें याद करेंगी, तुम्हारी चर्बी गर्मी उतार देंगे, ये एक संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हुए व्यक्ति को क्या सुशोभित होता है? ये तो आम रास्ते पे चलता हुआ एक सामान्य व्यक्ति भी नहीं करता है इस तरीके से। हम वो शब्द नहीं यूज करना चाहते हैं जो करना चाहिए, लेकिन दिक्कत इस बात की है कि हमारे मुख्यमंत्री सिर्फ इस तरह की सस्ती लोकप्रियता हासिल करने के लिए चीजें कर रहे हैं। प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर होता है। आपने क्या प्रेजेंटेटिव दिया था? क्या आप तौकीर रजा को इससे पहले नहीं जानते थे? क्या इससे पहले बरगलाया नहीं गया था? क्या आपने जो है इसके अंदर 107-16 की कार्रवाई की? क्या आपने 151 सीआरपीसी के तहत उससे जो
अनिला जी जवाब दीजिए।
हो रहा है,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट बड़ा क्लियर है इस मामले में, लेकिन ऐसा लगता है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में दादागिरी ही चलेगी। मतलब 2 दिन में तो आप लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं कर सकते ना, और ये नहीं डिसाइड कर सकते कि कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है और कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है। सडनली आपको इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन दिखा, इससे पहले आपको नहीं दिखा, तो दिख तो सबको रहा है कि आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं अपने स्टेट में। फिर आप टीम इंडिया को बोलते हैं कि ये राइटर्स को शील्ड कर रहे हैं। Anila ji, please unmute yourself. जी बोलिए।
You know, he did not tell, Kapil Shrivastava ji did not tell that during his government, Tauqir Raza had the status of state minister. They were the one who were pampering him. Tauqir Raza was under observation in our government. And not only Tauqir Raza, a number of people like Tauqir Raza. We do not take action immediately. We keep on observing. And when the time comes, we take the action. So Kapil Shrivastava or his leaders or his political party, they cannot tell us that what is the time to take action against a person.
No, he can't tell you, but the Supreme Court of India can. The Supreme Court of India has laid down guidelines for pulling out bulldozers. Those guidelines have been violated once again. It's not like UP cares, but still.
Okay, I know. I very well know what Supreme Court has done. With all due respect to Honorable Supreme Court, I think they should let the Chief Minister run the government of the Uttar Pradesh. If somebody has done the illegal construction, how Mr. Kapil Srivastava can say that that person was not given the legal notice 10 days before or the prior or 15 days prior? How does he know? UP government works according to him. Everything has to be notified to the Samajwadi Party. But we know the whole drama which was being created, I Love Muhammad, how Samajwadi Party was supporting. All right, one of the spokesperson, she says, सैलाब आ जाएगा, मुसलमान सड़कों पे उधर आएंगे, हम पुलिस को भी अटैक कर देंगे, हम जान भी दे देंगे. And no clarification from Samajwadi Party. So they were supporting whatever she says. Samajwadi Party is behind the ruckus, and how to control this ruckus, how to control the law and order.
If you had to control the ruckus, then the riots would not have broken out on Friday. Hai na? So this is a reaction to your incompetence. The bulldozer action is a reaction to your incompetence on Friday. Quickly, Tehseen, 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
Taqir Raza is an agent of the BJP. It is important Muslims understand that Maulanas like him will only create problems. Please, ma'am, please. I never interrupted. Ma'am, please. I have only 10 seconds. This also breaking this down legally, illegally, I don't care, is done to excite Muslims so that the BJP can polarize elections. I am through your medium telling Muslims, stop going behind people like Taqir Raza. ये खुद का भला करेंगे, आपका नहीं. Taqir Raza के परिवार वाले नहीं थे वहां पे. गरीब मुसलमानों को ये लाते. Taqir Raza are people who only want power and they help the BJP. ऐसे मौलाना से दूर रहो. आपको जो फतवा लगाना है मेरे पे लगा दो. छाती ठोकर नेशनल टीवी पे बोलता हूं मैं.
लेकिन कापेश जी, आप सुनिए फिर तहसीन क्या बोल रहा है. आप क्यों सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं तौफीक रजा को? आप करेंगे तो लोग आप पे सवाल उठाएंगे ना. ये देश के हित की बात नहीं करते.
मैंने श्रेया जी देखिए बहुत स्पष्ट सी बातें आपसे पूछी हैं कि जब किसी ने कॉल की थी तो आपने क्या 107, 16, 151 की कार्रवाई की सीआरपीसी यानी बीएनएसएस की धारा 163 की आपने किया. और अगर आप ये नहीं कर रहे तो इसके मतलब आप जानबूझ के उसको ऑफर दे रहे हैं कि आपको यही सूट करता है हिंदू मुसलमान कराना. लेकिन आप अगर ये कहेंगी कि हमारा देश का संविधान, देश के कानून सबसे बड़े हैं, क्या आपको प्राकृतिक न्याय के सिद्धांत का जो है लागू नहीं करना चाहिए?
लेकिन कापेश जी, अभी इलेक्शन तो दूर है ना. उत्तर प्रदेश में अभी तो कोई इलेक्शन नहीं है. पोलराइजिंग से योगी आदित्यनाथ का कोई भला तो होने वाला नहीं है इस समय.
अरे बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत बड़ा है. क्योंकि बिहार की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. उत्तराखंड के अंदर जिस तरीके से उत्पात हो रहा है, जिस तरीके से ये लद्दाख के अंदर हो रहा है, जिस तरीके से मणिपुर का हो रहा है, जिस तरीके से बिहार के इलेक्शन के अंदर इनके विधायक जा रहे हैं, मंत्री जा रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पब्लिक दबाव, ये सारी न्यूज को तो छुपाना है. तो ये तो सेंटर में रहे इन चीजों का, जिससे देश को कोई मतलब नहीं है. देश के लिए ये कोई बेनिफिशियरी नहीं है.
One second. It is done for Bihar. Look, Shreya, on your show we would have been discussing some other issue, but the fact we're discussing this Taqir Raza is to take away attention from Bihar. It is done for Bihar. Make no mistake, Taqir Raza works for the BJP. He made some statement that the holy Sangam is a what property. Who in his right mind? He does it to polarize BJP, to polarize the elections. He's doing it for Bihar elections.
Okay.
Abhi to aur statement aayenge.
Acha, chaliye. Let's see if we have more statements like let's speak to Naxals. Let's see if we have more statements like the one that Yogi Adityanath seems to be making in Uttar Pradesh. And let's see what the viewers think about it. And more importantly, let's see what the voters think about it. My question for today was very simple. Is Team India batting on the right side or the wrong side? Are they batting in national interest? Are they speaking in national interest when they say speak to Naxals? Or are they speaking in self-interest? You've heard all sides, ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave you to judge. I'm taking a quick break. Thank you. Thank you to my guests joining us this evening. Thank you.